Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast. It's going to be a 2v2 shoutcast between Echuchee and me versus, I think, Magus for the win over here as the purple toss player, and then ForgottenFac over here as the teal Zerg. So it's going to be Protoss and Terran versus Protoss and Zerg here on, I forget what this map is called. I'll have to go ahead and try to relearn all the map names. I just preloaded this, so I tried to remember and I've forgotten. Anyways, this is the first time Echuchee's ever played on this map, so he's trying to give me as much, or I'm trying to give him as much important information on this map. You guys may have seen me play this map with Lord of Ascension from StarCraft Legacy. Echuchee is also my other normal 1v or 2v2 partner now. Echuchee's a pretty high level or pretty high ranked platinum player, so complements my style fairly well. We're both very aggressive in the early game. Now, I am going for a 9 racks and also a 9 refinery, so I will be rushing 2 Reapers. Now, Reapers generally work better against Protoss and perhaps Terran until they get Marauders and until they get Marauders or Stalkers respectively. So that is how the game is working. Magus, however, not using his Chrono Boost, so it looks as though Magus wants to do some sort of a very heavy harassment and try to Chrono Boost as many Zealots as possible. Back over here, ForgottenFac, both of them are in fact scouting, so you can see this line coming down the center where both of the players have in fact scouted. Probe now going to head back home as I build this tech lab. I'm going to go ahead and use this SCV, scout around my base a little bit in order to make sure that there's no proxy pylons or no cannons being warped in at this stage in the game. Excuse me. Now, in one of these games, I'll be probably casting some of these 2v2 matchups just because I haven't been able to find any high-quality 1v1 matchups that are in patch 9, patch 10, so you'll have to bear with me on that. But you guys do get to see some nice 2v2 matchups. I will play a game and focus more on Echuchee's playing style as well, so if you're more of a Terran player, go ahead and watch this game. On another game, I'll more focus on what Echuchee is doing and see how it complements and how we work together. Now, Reaper is in fact on the way, so Reaper gonna go ahead and head on out. I'm building my command center, upgrading to an orbital command at this stage in the game because I don't wanna be forced to build a supply depot. A supply depot and an SCV costs 150 minerals. If I can delay that supply depot, get that command center upgraded to an orbital command, that would be very useful anyways. So in comes this Reaper. Reaper trying to get off a couple hits. As long as I can just pull off some of those probes for a little while, that is going to give me a little bit of an economic advantage. So we already see that Magus for the win, mining very little minerals at this stage in the game. A Zealot going to be able to come in, get a quick slash on that Reaper, and that Reaper now trying to pull away, going to go ahead and hop back down to that low ground and perhaps try to hop back up. Second Reaper now in play as well, so 2 Reapers moving through the base, 1 Reaper sitting over here. So where is this Zealot going to go? Not sure yet, as now we have a single Stalker coming into position. For some reason, I'm not microing these Reapers that well, and a Stalker is going to be able to come out, quickly shoot down that last Reaper, and I know that the Reaper harassment has already ended. Going to go ahead and cancel the Reaper that I was building and start building a Marauder, I believe. Back over here, ForgottenFac now going for Roaches. So Roaches and Zealots are a very strong combination as well. ForgottenFac only having 1 Queen, so unable to spawn creep tumors all across the map. Those Roaches moving fairly slowly in this early portion of the game. It's very easy to kite those Roaches. It's very easy to kite pretty much very easy to kite these units as they only have a range of 3 and move very slowly. Zealots, however, coming over, perhaps trying to break through that front door, but unable to, as those Roaches from ForgottenFac able to take down Echuchee's Zealots. Back over here, I have a couple of Reapers perhaps trying to figure out if I can take down that Roach. Reapers are not a good counter towards Roaches, as I believe it takes like over 21 or 24 shots. I believe there was a question, and I had asked one of those trivia questions for a beta key earlier. Anyways, back over here, Echuchee now going for a 3-gate, using that Nexus or Chrono Boost on the Nexus in order to produce some more probes, and going for a robotics facility. Echuchee having the most probes, meanwhile I have 19, ForgottenFac at 19, and Magus for the win at 20 as well. Gonna go ahead and we have Echuchee shooting down this Overlord, so that Overlord moving very slowly. Stalker able to get that final hit off and then take it down. So those units are in fact, or that unit was taken down fairly easily. Now one of the things that you're going to notice is that there's destructible rocks on both sides of the back doors or at your natural expansion. So instead of coming through the center, it is possible to try to come across the side and then perhaps take this natural expansion from your opponent and then start pushing up. Generally, a lot of your defenses is used in order to control the center ground right here in the middle. The center ground, very, very important. Siege tanks can sit on this high ledge and pretty much cover about 70% of the walking pathways into the base, and then any reinforcements that also come in as well are going to be taken down very easily. Coming in, I now have a couple siege tanks as well, and I'm trying to figure out what strategy I want to go for. He says he will be ready in about 20 seconds, so I believe I move out these Reapers, and these Reapers can move across the map very quickly, and I'm going to use these Reapers in order to take down these destructible rocks. The Reapers, at this stage in the game, are not very useful. You can take a look at the army sizes. There's not that many Zealots, maybe a couple sentries as well, but with the amount of roaches that are out there, you're going to be microing your Reapers very, very heavily. So I move these Reapers over here in order to start taking down these destructible rocks, enabling me to come in through this back door if I see fit. Back over here, we have this Zelnaga watchtower coming in, and now we have Echuchee moving on out. Echuchee and I are not communicating through any TeamSpeak or Vent at this time, so we're all just trying to type, trying to get a better control and understanding of the game. I'm going to go ahead and move these siege tanks onto the Zelnaga watchtower, siege them up, and perhaps try to fend off this attack. However, these roaches and that single stalker going to be coming on this back door as well. No, not coming on that back door. Roaches and Stalkers now going to be just trying to hold off the center, and we'll see how this will work out for him. Single Roach on that high ground, able to shoot down a little bit. Stalkers able to get in a couple of pop shots off on these Roaches, as those Stalkers now make it flanked in this position. This is a really, really bad positioning, and there comes those force fields. So very nicely done by Magus. Magus forcing him to really pull away. However, the siege tanks on the high ground will be able to get in a couple free and easy shots against Magus's units. So Magus trying to pull away a couple units, dealing a large amount of damage, even though the siege tank only has 1 kill. And with these siege tanks on the high ground, I know that I can go ahead and come in through this back door. However, it looks as though ForgottenFac and Magus was thinking the same exact thing as well. Perhaps they're going to try to come in through that back door. However, this back door has already been taken down. We were already able to push through it, and the Roaches and those Zealots will not be able to get in there nearly as quickly. Back over here, Marines still being produced, trying to macro up a fairly large army. Army-wise, everyone's fairly even, and income-wise, everyone is fairly even as well. Just 700 or 800. That destructible rock's already taken down, and now we're going to have a flooding in of units from that side. However, Stalkers are already in position, and now we're going to try to take down this Nexus. Nexus, however, has full energy, and now these Roaches just moving and attacking, not really that smart, just getting stuck on that low ground. And my partner's Echuchee is telling me that he is in fact getting rushed over here, and this is really, really bad position. These Roaches will be able to deal a significant amount of damage. Hydralisk now trying to come in as well, as the Stalkers and the Skeleton army just being used here in order to make Magus and ForgottenFac recommit for a very long time, trying to commit into saving their base. The Roaches here are going to quickly get taken down, as I'm going to go ahead and siege these siege tanks on this low ground here, enabling me to take down these Roaches very easily and essentially stop the damage that those 10 Roaches are in fact doing. More microing here, leaving a siege tank to die, and these units are once again going to be able to pull back. Income-wise, however, Magus for the win, down to 49 over 24, losing a lot of his units. However, does have an expansion. Actually, no, he does not have an expansion yet, so Magus has 27 harvesters, and that is it, hiding all of his harvesters, or majority of his harvesters, over here and over here as well, so he's going to be setting up an expansion. Roaches still continue to push in, siege tanks still trying to defend for Echuchee's base, as those Roaches continuing to just do a little bit of hit and run. However, Echuchee's army is just going to be too large for ForgottenFac to seriously deal with. These Stalkers with that high movement speed, that Immortal, able to do 50 damage a shot, just making short work of those Roaches. So down they go. Echuchee now working still off of a 3-gate with a robotics core or robotics facility, and I have a single siege tanks running off of a single barracks and 2 factories at this stage. However, Hydralisk now were coming in, able to take down my expansion. So I'm looking fairly weak at this point because I do not have that many units. 2 siege tanks on that high ground, however, able to just rain and shell out damage onto those units, taking them down very easily. And now I also have siege tanks in the center of the map, able to continue to force it back even further. And those zealots now just being forced and just taking a lot of damage as well. Stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between Magus for the win, ForgottenFac, Echuchee, and me here on, I forget the name of the map, but I'm sure it's in the title.